Guys, I'm buying a lot of crypto right now because I think the best chance to make the most amount of money quite easily in crypto, it's here right now. In fact, it's going to be here for a while. And I'm going to get slaughtered in the comments for saying this. This is fine. This is how I know I'm right. If I wasn't getting slaughtered in the comments, I would probably be doubtful about it. But I'm buying all sorts of assets right now. I'm deploying all the money I've had sitting aside for a long time to buy up as much as I possibly can over the next few months to the next year. And in my opinion, like I just stated, this is the easiest, the most risk-free opportunity to dramatically increase your wealth, get huge returns, and if you take a few good moonshots, make outlandish returns that you're ever going to have in crypto or you're ever going to have in many assets. And people are going to explode. They're going to go nuts. They're going to call me an idiot. That's absolutely fine. And frankly, the reason why I'm making this video is because of all this stupidity I'm seeing primarily in crypto Twitter. And if you watch my channel, you're probably a young guy and you might get sucked into stupidity and you're going to make such dumb mistakes right here viewing this bear market like a bull market. You need to know how to look at it like a bear market. And there's some really obvious things here. I'm not here to call the bottom on Bitcoin or say, when there's blood in the streets, you should be buying. Like every other Joe Smo Dickwad McGee on Twitter. I'm just here to give you some very basic brain exercises, some very basic context. It's going to show you that everything that's going on right now is so incredibly dumb. Okay? And so I'm going to hop in the charts. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at, what I'm buying. And I'm going hard on it because I think it's one of the easiest ways for me to dramatically increase my wealth that's ever been here. It's like almost the COVID crash, if not better than the COVID crash. So without further ado, I'm just going to get into it. Again, this is not financial advice. You can do whatever you want. And I'm just a dude screaming in a room at you, usually wears a hoodie and screams cuckold jokes on YouTube. If you want to take my word on your financials, that's up to you. So let's get into it, guys. So the first thing I had to lay out there is I'm not going to be particularly nice in this video, but I do want to say something nice at the start so that you know that my heart is in the right place for you. Look, I did a poll on Twitter not so long ago about how many people took profit back in November. Now, look, I know the titles of my videos are pretty bombastic, but if you've watched any of my videos for more than 5 minutes, you've seen me scream take profits about 300 times in the last couple months. Yes, we take some gambling risk in this channel. Yes, we do some microcap trading, which was really cool right now because the way the market is, we don't actually have to trade microcaps anymore to make a lot of money. We can just do big, boring investments, which is very cool. That being said, to my surprise, with how much I've screened take profits, 86% of people took no profits in November up until like a month ago. So if you're watching this channel, you probably lost a lot of money recently. And if you're watching this channel, you're probably a guy aged 20 to 30. And you're probably beating yourself up. You think it's the end of the world. And you're really mad and peeved about stuff. Look, dudes. All right. So I've made a good amount of money since I was 23 years old. I'm 34 years old right now. And I will tell you straight up, the first mistake you're going to make with money when you're younger, especially when you make a lot of money fast, is you're going to think that money always comes easily. It does not. Did you ever see me living in an empty house screaming about frugality and stuff like that? Why do you think I was doing that? Okay. Now, of course, I didn't lose my entire butt back in the day, but I had plenty of moments in my life where I saw my income go up and then my income not just kind of flounder, not really do too much. And then my income going up. And then sometimes I'd put it into stuff, or I'd buy a house and then the house was a bad investment. I'd suddenly be shocked because for the first time in my life, I lost a bit of money. Now, thankfully, I was just fine through those things, but those lessons being kicked in the nuts, that made me so much better. And so if you've been kicked in the nuts right now, you need to realize that you're young and it's fine. It's okay. You have a long time left to live. And this experience that you're having right now, if you stick to your guns and work hard and focus, is going to make you so much richer in the future. When I was younger and I thought, oh man, I'm not making that much money anymore, those lessons made me 10 times more successful as I am right now. And guess what? You're going to be alive when you're 34 and 40 and 50, and these lessons you're learning now are going to make you rich then. It's just like one of the first times I went and played football. First off, I suck at football. I don't even know why I was playing it, but my dad said, you should wear a cup. I didn't wear a cup because they're uncomfortable. Who wants to wear a cup on your dick? I went out there, thought I was fine, got kicked in the nuts really hard playing sports. Guess what? I wore a cup after that. I didn't get kicked in the balls for the rest of my semi-adult life playing football. It's got to happen. You're going to make that mistake. Everybody makes it. It is fine. Okay? So That being said, what you're also going to do as a young guy when you lose a bunch of money is you're going to get emotional and you're going to make stupid decisions and you're going to listen to stupid people and you're going to be a meme of investment losses, which is what I see happening on Twitter right now. Everyone is going to make such stupid decisions because they're not looking at this like a bear market. They're still looking at it like a bull market where they lost all their money. Let's talk about this right now. Now, I'm not here to beat anybody up. I'm here to say, look, if you sold anywhere up around here, awesome. Great. All right, we're not here to count who took profits and who didn't take profits. What we're here to do is to stop us from making mistakes right here, because that's where we are. We're not here anymore. Okay? So, look, the problem I see going on Twitter right now is people. First off, I just have to rant. Okay? So, at these points right here, and what I see on Twitter, it's just shocking because I never thought people would be this damn stupid. Okay? So on Twitter right now, I said I'm starting to buy right here. People are ripping me apart in the comments, going absolutely not, idiot, blah, 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 blah. That would hurt my feelings because it's not fun. I'm not going to be straight with you. It's not particularly fun having people scream weird crap on you on the internet. But listening to that crap lost me a lot of money. For example, right here, I made a video on how I think the bull market is tapping out. You can go look at it on YouTube. I said, this looks really bad and unhealthy, and I think I'm going to sell and start taking profits here. I only took 20% profits, and I didn't take the rest because everyone made fun of me. Called me a loser, lettuce hands, all those things. I didn't take profits. Guess what? I lost half of my earnings that I made all the way from buying in March, right here. I lost half of that. That sucked. If you lost a lot of money right now, I was going through that right there. And guess what? When I made a video on YouTube, you can go look at it. And this is not me saying I call tops and bottoms. Not at all. I had plenty of wrong calls, my guys. But the thing you want to try to avoid is not making colossally bad calls. If you lose a little bit of money on this call or that call, that's fine. It's when you make these terrible calls. When you hodl at the wrong time and you sell at the wrong time. So, again, when I made a video right here on YouTube, March, said I bet the farm on Bitcoin. People made fun of me. They ripped me apart. Everyone I knew in real life, I remember I was at a pool party screaming $50,000 Bitcoin. People thought I was a joke. Okay? Like people were bad for me. They thought I was drunk, which I was. But who's laughing now? So both of these times right here, the best time to buy and the best time to sell, I was berated. Okay? Then also up here, I called the top of Sandbox, and also I called the top of ADA perfectly, like literally to a T. Again, I've missed many calls. I'm just talking about people's reactions. Because primarily I was investing in crypto gaming, and I said at $6.69. You can go look at it. It's in the YouTube community tab. I think gaming is going to blow off top. I'm going to start taking profits aggressively. People on Twitter made fun of me, mocked me, called me an idiot. When I said, hey, ADA at $2.80, kind of a little high. I think it's going to crash. Cardano people rip me apart, and that's why I've been making fun of them for like forever now. Now, am I the best top and bottom caller of all time? No, there's been plenty of bad calls I've made through the past months. No, I'm not the best at it. However, every single time that it's been the absolute best time to buy or sell, the ridicule has always been the highest. And you have to look at how stupid this is right now. During this time right here, at this peak right here, people were buying rocks for millions of dollars. We had dog coins in $26 billion market caps above layer ones. You can reach into a hat and pull out the insane things that were going on in crypto at this time right here. We had all these things, and most people decide to hold and insult people for selling. Now we're down here. We have Cardi B calling a recession. We have BlackRock, the company that's the king of dumping on everybody, saying, oh, we're taking shelter. We have mainstream celebrities going, recession, recession, recession. We have sales gurus saying, buy cans of beans because starvation is coming. You're telling me when Cardi B is telling you to sell, you're going to sell, but when there's rocks being sold for $1 million, you're going to hold, and you're going to insult people for holding, or you're going to be in these crews? Look, guys, I relate if you lost some money right now, but if you held when rocks were being sold for $1 million, and now you're considering selling when Cardi B is telling you a recession's coming, I'm trying to convince you right now, it is in your power not to become a human investing meme and think for 1 second. Here's what you have to think about. Look, you need to understand that that during a bull run, And this is going to sound so dur, but if you actually think about it, it's kind of mind melting. In a bull run, your goal is to try to sell as close to the top and not buy as close to the top. Okay, so what does that mean? The most risky thing you can do in a bull run is buy, because every single time you buy a dip in a bull run, the most risky thing you can do is buy a dip in a bull run, because every single time you buy a dip, it might be the final dip. People were buying the dips gleefully in bull runs. During this time period right here in this run up right here, it was the riskiest time of all time to ever buy crypto. It was also the time when you were least likely to see returns in crypto. In fact, gains got so high on good coins that we had to shift into smaller coins and emerging markets to actually make any money. And that's really, really, really risky to do, but you can pull that off in a bull market. But again, the best thing you can do, the least risky thing you can do in a bear market is sell. The most risky thing you can do is buy, because you're buying at the highest points it's ever been at, which means your chance to lose money is at the highest it's ever going to be at. Now, we are in a super confirmed bear market right here. Okay, this is nasty right here. If you believe crypto is going to come back at all, this is the best time to buy ever. Why? Is this because it's the bottom? The bullets running in the street? No. It's because you're no longer buying in a bull market. Your odds of buying the top right now, they're not there. You're not buying the top. You're not buying anywhere close to the top. In fact, you're probably buying closer to the bottom. And in a bear market, sounds duh, but the biggest risk you can do in a bear market is sell. Because the farther we go down, the closer we are to the bottom, and the closer we are, if you believe crypto's coming back at all, that you are to giving up a position that in 2 to 5 years will be worth substantially more, which if you believe in crypto, probably will. Sure, we didn't get the 100K Bitcoin this time. We didn't get a 300K Bitcoin. If you believe in crypto, we'll probably see that in the future. That's not too far-fetched. And you're not exactly in a position where if you buy in right now, you're at a huge, massive risk. This is when you were in massive risk. When everyone was euphoric and dancing on Twitter and insulting each other and calling people pores, that's when they were in the most risk. Okay? Hate to break it to you. This is when everyone should have been terrified. This is when you're at the least possible chance to lose money, and in 2 to 5 years, the best possible chance to make tons of money. And this is hard for younger guys to get. And that's why a lot of people in crypto is mostly made up of young dudes who have made their first $1 million ever. But I hate to break it to you, young dude. You're going to be 30 someday. You're going to be 40. You're going to be there. Trust me, 2 to 5, 10 years from now, you're going to be there. But you haven't lived long enough to actually realize that long time spans actually aren't that big of a deal. Trust me, if I can put $100,000, $1 million away into something that will 5x in a couple years for me, great. That's okay, because I'm not spending all my money right now. I don't need to spend my entire bank account or have access to all my money at all times. The problem is people were using the train of thought that I just laid out during the bull market, which is batshit crazy. Now that we're down here, this is the time when you do buy the dips and hold. Why? Because there's very little risk of you buying a top at this point. I can't stress as much. And so every single time you sell in a bull market, there's a chance it will reverse and you are giving up a generational low buy opportunity. That's why I'm getting in and I'm starting to DCA in. Do I think $22,000 is the bottom? I don't really think so. I think we could go all the way down to 10K, honestly. But that's my far-fetched Twitter prediction right there. I would not be shocked if we just stopped right here. I'm not saying we are. I'm just saying I would not be completely shocked. And I'm completely okay losing 50% of my investment right now. Why? Because in 2 to 5 years, it will be in a much higher position, especially after the next halving. That's what you have to be focusing on right now. We are not investing in microcaps right now where we're looking for short-term ROIs. We don't have to do that right now. Microcaps aren't going to be doing anything. One of the reasons why I haven't been making videos is there's no trades. There hasn't been any trades to make. There hasn't been any trades. Unless you're shorting things and you're a really good trader, which I'm not, there hasn't been any trades. You know, we tried to catch some microcaps back up here going back into a bull run, just didn't happen. But that's why we're taking little low-risk investments, some little red 16 investments. Now we can actually go and start betting the farm. Okay, if you don't need this money for the next 2-5 years, why not? And that's the view you have to take right now. And so that's why it drives me crazy on Twitter when people are, again, insulting and ripping people apart at the best time to buy. In the last 2 years, there has never been a better time statistically risk-wise to buy. This run up right here, we could have seen this reverse real easy. Okay, it was mostly fueled by Elon Musk buying, and then right here is fueled by ETF. So you are at a huge, massive risk right here. This is the highest it ever been at. You want to wait till it goes down bigly from highs. You want to start buying it when you see comment buddies right here putting in these massively low predictions right here. This is when you want to start buying. If people are applauding you for buying, you're buying at the wrong time. If people are insulting you and clawing at your eyes, you're probably putting in a pretty good entry. I've never seen a point where people aren't willing to insult and rip each other apart. That's not a good entry. So I just have to remind you of that. The biggest risk right now is to sell. You are not in risk selling at these points right here. If you sell at all-time highs and you're in 4x profit, you're not taking a risk. You're not taking a risk. If you buy at all-time highs, you are taking a risk. If you buy at all-time lows or the lowest it's been in like 2 years, you are not taking the biggest risk. All right, so I don't think people get that, and I just have to scream that over and over again. So what am I looking at right now? You guys have to understand, the thing that frustrates me the most is, look, I love the whole degen micro cap trading things. That's what you do in a bull market. You don't try and catch Bitcoin in the middle of a bull market when it's already up 5,000x. You don't try and catch Solana at $100, okay? Because you see a minimum ROI, a minimum risk to reward on your investment. Okay, buying something at all-time high for only potential 2x is ridiculous. Buying something at all-time low or its low of 2 years for a 4 to 5x ROI, that's actually pretty cool. And so the difference between this and a bull market is very simply this. Look, we don't have to, and we don't want to play in micro caps right now. We don't even want to play in top 50 coins. We can actually just sit back and for the first time in 2 years, buy really solid, boring projects and make a lot of money doing it. That sounds awesome to me. You know, we don't have to gamble. We don't have to take these big high-risk shots that we usually are used to taking on this channel. We can just buy coins like this. And so look, for example, today, I started dollar cost averaging in, and I don't like all these coins. I don't care if I like something or not. I care what people are going to think about them over the next few years. And so what I did is I bought a lot of Bitcoin. I bought a lot of Ethereum. I bought BNB. I bought Cardano. I know. I don't have a problem with Cardano. It's just you Cardano holders. Solana. I'm going to be buying some DOT. And then I bought a lot of Polygon. Now, if you have any time in crypto at all, you know why I bought these things and you know what they do. It's pretty damn simple. Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin. If crypto takes off, we could see Bitcoin go to $300,000. If Tether explodes, we're going to see Bitcoin go to like $5,000. That's potential. So don't put your whole life savings into this. I'm buying tons of other assets, not just crypto. Or for this crypto channel. So let's talk about it. Buying Ethereum because duh. Ethereum 2.0 hits, it's going to do great. It's also going to need Polygon. So this is like the high risk bet right here. Polygon is now a high risk bet. If this comes back, we're going to see it go all the way back to all-time highs. And if we look at the all-time highs on this thing, if we go 1 year in the past, it's going to be juicy. It's going to be heavenly. Okay. I'm buying BNB because I don't think BNB is going anywhere. I don't think Binance is going anywhere. I think BNB is going to do just fine. And I'm buying Solana because I use Solana all the time. It's just great. I think it will do just fine in the future as a layer 1. So why am I not looking at all the other coins that we talk about all the time? Because I don't have to gamble here. I'm not coming in to try and make money next month in this. I'm trying to make money over 2 to 5 years. Okay, if I can see an average of 15% to 20% gains on this combined over 5 years, maybe not this year, that's great. That's wonderful investment for me. If from the amount of money I'm putting in right now, the net worth of that 5X's over 5 years, fantastic, wonderful. That's perfect. That's ace in the hole for me. When the bull market starts to catch up, or we see a confirmed Bitcoin bottom, okay? When we see a confirmed Bitcoin bottom, then let's play, okay? And what's a confirmed Bitcoin bottom going to look like? It's probably going to look like this. And if we zoom in and look at this, I'm going to tell you where I think we're at right now, all right? So what I'm going to look for before I get into any altcoins is I'm going to look for either just a disgusting low, where it's just like, who cares? Just YOLO into some really good projects. Or I'm going to wait for this little dude to start up right here. This will probably happen next time Bitcoin halves or the economy returns or something like that. Also, you're not really going to see microcaps or anything playing or taking off until the stock market gets back in order. So at least wait for the stock market. Easy. That being said, where I think we're at right now is we're probably about right around here. Okay. Now, if you bought at Bitcoin at any of these prices right here, Okay. Yes, you lost some money at this point right here, but you also made a nuclear killing. We're not trying to avoid losing money in a bear market. We're not trying to avoid losing money in a bear market. We are trying to buy lows compared to the future. Okay? So look, if you bought up here, you had to wait forever to get back in. We don't want to do that. All right? If we bought up here, you're going to be waiting a long time, probably to see a $60,000 Bitcoin before again. And again, it also lowers the gains you're going to be able to see, because if you buy at a $20,000 Bitcoin, you put in the same amount of money you put in right here. It's obviously 3 times more when it comes back to its all-time high. Duh, Alex. So our goal the entire time was not to buy right here. Now that we're down here, let's start DCAing. And so what does DCAing mean? You should know if you invest in crypto, but some people don't because you guys are lunatics. We put in little amounts at a time. So let's say I have $10,000. Over the next year, I put in 10% of that each month. Or if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, 15 to 20% of that each month. So you can truly catch these lows right here. And then you just keep doing that until we see this. Anybody who did that from this point on right here, especially in good altcoins like Ethereum, Chainlink, etc., that's one I forgot to mention, they made cataclysmic returns. That's all they had to do. They didn't have to call any lows, they didn't have to buy any dips, they didn't have to call dip or anything like that. They just sat around and they lost a little bit of money for 5 years and then they made 10, 20x that back. That is the definition of just free money in your bank account. And to sit around, can you just imagine how stupid anyone who, at these points right here, these little points I'm circling right here saying, you shouldn't be buying right now, you shouldn't be buying right now, how stupid that person was? Just insulting people. Oh, Cardi B said, we're in a recession. Anyways, that's my point, guys. Now, that also being said, guys, I am buying a lot of other assets, but I know a lot more about crypto than I do other assets. Okay, so I can sit here and talk about the assets I'm buying in crypto. I can't do that in stocks and real estate and whatnot. So I'm just giving you some basic advice of what to think about right here. I have a financial advisor. I'm not giving you their name or making some pitch right here, but I called them up and said, deploy all the money into stuff that gives good APYs. That's passive income yield. So for example, if I can find something right now that's at a low and giving like 5% APYs, it's eventually going to go back up and give like 8 to 10% APYs compared to my original investment. That's insane. The dream come true if you make any form of wealth is to then invest it and make an 8 to 10% APY on that, or a return. So if you have $100,000 invested at one point, eventually you're making 10% or $10,000 per year from that $100,000. That's a nuclear home run. So if you can buy a lot of those type of assets at these lows, that's really, really good. And they are at lows. I do not think that America is going into we could go into recession, but I don't think that's not coming back. Okay? And so the bet right now that you're probably making if you're going to buy right now is, do you think crypto's coming back, or do you think just crypto's done? All right? Because Bitcoin goes to $5,000, something crypto's probably done. Okay? Might not be, but we'll see. If you think crypto's done, no, you shouldn't be getting back into the market. If you think America and stocks and Amazon and Netflix and all of them are just done forever, you shouldn't get back to the market. If you think literally the S&P 500 is done forever, you shouldn't get back in the market. But if you do, I do. I'm fine buying right now and missing the bottom. It's fine to miss the bottom in a bear market. It's not okay to miss the top in a bull market. You can miss the bottom in a bear market, just don't sell close to the bottom. Because eventually you're going to make your money back and then a lot some. If you buy at the top of a bull market, you have to wait sometimes forever to get your money back. That's the point. So guys, I just had to make this video today. This isn't some crazy what's coming next alpha. It's just some simple common sense of how to be looking at this. Your views and how you look at the market need to change from a bull market to a bear market. And you need to realize what's stupid in a bull market is not stupid in a bear market. What's smart in a bull market is not smart in a bear market. Selling in a bull market is extremely smart. Selling in a bear market is extremely stupid. Buying in a bull market is extremely risky. Yes, you can make a lot of money if you buy in at the right times, of course. That's the thing. I don't have anything else to say. And frankly, actually, yes, I do. This is one of the few times I'm actually excited about crypto. It's been a really boring year, but at this point right here, we can actually look into good projects. We can research good products. We can build great things, and we can make a lot of money and finally be rewarded for being solid investors in this space, when before we had to be FOMO and narrative chasing degens. I don't particularly enjoy doing that. It's fun. You can make a lot of money quickly doing it, However, that's not what crypto really is about. That's not what blockchain gaming is about. That's just people being crazy people, and we're betting on crazy people at this point. I'm really in the crypto, I'm really in the blockchain gaming, and I like the opportunity now to actually talk about great things being built and being able to focus on things which are going to be the things that actually drive investments in the future. It's not going to be narrative and FOMO, hopefully like we saw this bull run, at least for another couple years. So that's my thoughts.